Good morning, or hi, whenever you're finding me. It's morning for me. It is Sunday morning. What a glorious time to be with you. I'm here, I'm Lindsay, this is Peace with PDA. I have to do my whole YouTube thing when I I'm Lindsay, subscribe, pop something in the comments, put a heart emoji if you love me, something like that. I've got my cards, so I'm going to pull one of those today. I'm going to do a bit of tapping with you. I forget all the time, and I'm sorry for this, that some of you are coming in new to this space and you don't know me and you don't know what we do in this group. And so, especially for you, I opened this space, Peace with PDA, when Eliza was 5 and she had just been diagnosed with PDA. And we'd been exploring it for about a year, but she'd had her diagnosis, and around that time, and I was like, really felt this desire to open this space selfishly to connect with other people who I could just feel were out there, who had a spirit and a mindset like mine of really digging into the gifts, the opportunity of walking this parenting journey. Now, I say that, and I promise you, I felt a lot of the struggle in it. So I don't say the gifts in that way of bypassing all the challenges that it brings. But I do believe that the gifts are in those challenges for us, even me, even when I'm in it. And I might give you a look for saying that. I do know it deep down, And our daughter's now 14. So, we're getting on towards a decade I've been running this group, and we've grown and developed, and some of you have been with me all the way, and it's just so wonderful. And a couple of years ago, I guess I'm not very good with time, I think a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I don't know, a while ago, I managed to start dipping my toe back into the world of working alongside our radical unschooling home way of living, and lightly touch back into that. And my work, my joy is as an energy therapist. I am somebody who loves to find patterns and help people release the tensions and the stresses and the blocks inside underneath those patterns, so that they can just have more natural freedom and ease and joy in their life. And I think that our PDAers are the most incredible catalysts for that journey if we allow ourselves to open up and embrace that. Now, I don't know if you feel that in your gut, in your heart as I'm saying that, but for me, it's like there is no journey that could have enabled my personal and spiritual development more than that of being a parent to a PDAer. Because they know deep in their DNA, in the essence of their being, what freedom really means, where most of us have been able to have been moulded and conditioned and imprinted out of that state, a natural state of freedom. And what I mean by that is just knowing who we are and being ourselves, without the mask, without the people pleasing, without all of those rules that we live with, that we don't even know are rules until we start untangling them, So I love to work with parents with their deconditioning, their detangling process. A lot of the time that comes up for us through our journey with our PDA because of school or education, and the mainstream path isn't flowing well, and we start to look at what we've always thought the way was and what sense that actually means to us now. But it comes up in so many ways for me, around work, around money, around health, around relationships, around boundaries, when I think about extended family, about knowing my worth, my self-esteem, how I speak, when I know my truth, when I'm advocating for my child. That's helped me to grow into my own, So many wonderful things. And when I dip in, like I have this week, to some of the PDA groups that are more our widespread groups for information and support in those more general ways than this space, sometimes something catches me and I just know that I've got something to bring I don't go and comment on them all the time, but sometimes you get that feeling, don't you? I've got something to offer here, and I go and give that, good morning, hi. And when I get that feeling of I've got something to say in response to a thread, I'll just pop in and give what's in my heart to say. And often it's the new parents, and we've always been there, new as in new to PDA, or working through a new phase of their PDA journey. And it shows up for us, doesn't it? All of us, me too, in our resistance, in our tension, in our stress, in our struggle. And we often ask with that voice inside us that feels really disempowered and feels really hard done by and really stuck. And I totally get that, because me too, and I'm in that space. But I like to be able to respond from a place that actually says, I see all of you. I see you in your wound right now, and that's okay. But I also see the incredible opportunity that is here for you as you walk with this, as you walk with this thing that's causing you so much tension and dissonance, you know, that push me, pull you inside. I see that something is wanting to break out of you and set you free. You have that invitation. It's always up to you whether or not you choose it at this time. It'll come round again. And I see that opportunity, and I love to work with parents to say, okay, what's here? What is life bringing you now through this gift of your child in this case, or your children, or your partner in relationship to your children, or your parents in relationship to your children, or educators in relationship to your children, or whatever it is, you know, what is coming up for you? What gift is life bringing you? And saying, you don't need to be in struggle with this anymore. There is something in your soul that wants to be set free. And I love to work with people to help them to do that for themselves. You know, it's like I say, I'm a guide, but really what I'm guiding you to is your own inner guidance, because you know it's all inside you. The answers are all inside you. But it can be really helpful kind of to have a safe, supportive listening person, and somebody who can hear what's underneath that, and all that static going on inside, that when we're in that space, we can't really hear ourselves clearly, and have someone reflect back to you those invitations to hear your deep knowing. So for those of you who are just coming in and we knew, you know, that's what I'm about really. And my favourite technique that I love to share is EFT tapping. And the reason that this is my preferred one to share with you guys is because it's a self-help technique. So it's free and easy and quick to learn. We all need that when we're in that place, don't we? And it's just something you can do at home, whatever your circumstances. And I mean, whatever your circumstances, because I know what some of them are. And I know me saying, everyone's got 15 minutes today to do some yoga. It's just, you know, so many of you going, that's not where I am. And that, me too. So this is something you can do while you're sat on the loo, before you fall asleep, while you're boiling the kettle, if you need to, while you're holding a child, you know, one hand needed. And we just tap on some acupoints on the body. So they're basically just like what we say when I work with kids, we just say they're our magic buttons, because they're kind of the places where all of our energy systems cross over. If you know stuff about acupuncture and stuff, we have all these meridians and energy systems that run through our chakras and run through our organs and are connected to different emotional patterns and all kinds of things. And these are just like the main points. That means if we cover them, we cover the whole system. So we don't need to know anything about them. It just takes a really short time to cover the whole system. So we know we've touched it. You can't miss it because we're covering it all. So we just touch on these points where we're focused on that thing with really big intent that is causing us stress, tension, sadness, confusion, whatever it is in that moment. So you can do it when you're in the midst of something. So if you've got a child having a verbal, you know, I'm trying to use a word that the only word that's in my mind is attack, but I didn't want to use that word. But you know, if they're coming for you with their words because they're in distress, and if you've got a child who is having a meltdown and you're on the other side of the door holding safe space, these kind of situations, when you're feeling that escalation in your own nervous system, but you're trying to hold support for them and safe space and calm for them, you know, this is something you can do to actually take care of yourself in the moment and calm down your nervous system and soothe your amygdala, which is going into fight, flight, freeze, fawn response in that tension, so that you can be open to hear your intuition, to think with your higher thinking functions, and all the hormones and the chemicals in your body can reset to that calm flow that supports us in making really good decisions and holding good space and coming in love. So it can be used in that really immediate way. And it can also be used in a way of something which is ongoing, maybe not in the moment, but something you know is a pattern for you. So habits, addictions, you know that every time bedtime comes around you get shouty, or every time your dad gives you some great advice about your PDA, you want to punch him in the nose, that kind of thing. You know, you've got something ongoing, you can actually make that sacred time for yourself and use this as a really accessible resource, because you can really do it in like 1 to 2 minutes a day and make a huge impact on that journey. So I love EFT tapping. It actually occurred to me this morning, I'm just going to throw this out there and I will respond to what comes back, because it just came through for me this morning. But the thought was, would it be something that would be received with interest if I put a bit of a video course together with, you know, there would be an investment attached to it if I'm going to put a lot of work into it, but I always try and make my investments, you know, reasonable as I can, accessible price point. So I don't know what that would be, because it's just forming as an idea, but if that would be something you think I would be interested in investing in that, I think what it would be really would be a spiritual invitation for this journey as a PDA parent. And it's really, when I say spiritual, I don't mean spiritual practices, I mean looking at it from that understanding that this is my soul path, and how can I grow and release and be my best on this soul path for them and for me. What is the opportunity in this for me? How can I get to know myself more? How can I grow? And how can I love and support myself as I walk this massive journey? And that's something I would have wanted and absolutely have always had my intention of doing when I've stepped into this space. But I think it's only really now that I'm able to really hold that, you know, with how things are in our family. I'm in a position to really hold that for others, and in that deep way. And I would love to know if that lands, and I'll pick that up a bit more if you think, oh, that sounds interesting, and then I'll see where it goes. Right, so I've got my cards. Let's have a card. So if you've got something going on with you, an intention, a struggle, whatever it is, just tune into that, put your focus on that, really own it, and give yourself a whole load of love as you own it, knowing that you are perfectly fine feeling all those feelings and having all those thoughts and being in those circumstances. You are enough, you are worthy, you are so loved, and open up to receive that more than even the card. But let's see, woohoo, which card wants to come through. When I bring these cards, I always use these cards in our Friday cards as well, the Wisdom for Healing cards. And I love them because I just feel like they're really accessible for everybody, because they're about, you know, your personal empowerment. Okay, we've had this one a lot lately, I'm sure. And it's identify your health-related fears. So just notice what that touches on. Is something going on in your body, something going on with your children, maybe parents, you know, your support network of some sort. Or is it to do with going out in the world? Is it to do with the state of affairs out in the world and health at large? Just notice what comes through, and I'll read the card. Okay. Ask yourself if you're afraid to heal. Oh, what an interesting slant when it invites us into that. Not we're afraid that we're going to stay sick, that we're afraid to heal. Do you know, I have to say, without giving any confidences away, but in my membership space in the Freedom Centre, this is something that really has come through as a theme. So it feels really in line for you guys, because I know you'll be tuning in. And that where our body holds on to sickness, because even though there's a lot of downsides, there's some kind of payoff in our psyche. It's keeping us safe from something or stopping us moving forward in some way, and just noticing those things can be really useful, but again, with loads of love and compassion. Your conscious mind may say no, because that's the logical reply, but this question is for that deeper part of you, your emotional self, which might have developed fears about becoming healthy. Your goal is to explore whether you have deep-seated reasons to want to postpone healing. Just notice what comes through for you with that. I just wanted to say, actually, after sharing about maybe the course, it's just my guides are nudging me to say, so I have to honour that I think a big part of what that would be about for me, from my perspective, is the ongoing way that we work together, the way that we really form community online and really get to know each other and hold such a safe circle of love and support, which is not of the moment. It's not a 6-week course where you join with people and then you're off again. You know, this is like, we are walking this journey together. You know, this is long term, and those solid foundations of connection and network and safety and support form an incredibly powerful foundation, and that enlivened and alive community is so much part of the journey for me, more than any content. It kind of, like, the content sits on top of that life force. So yeah, I was just nudged to bring that. Okay, right, let's do a bit of tapping. Okay, so if you've never done this before, you can just join along with me. It's super easy, and you just tap on the side of your hand here, gently as you like. I'm a really firm tapper, as you can tell. I've got some gusto. It's just my energy, so it's often reflected to me. Calm down, Mum. Okay, on the side of the hand, and you can just repeat after me into the space. And if anything I say doesn't land for you, just change it up for what's correct for you, okay? It's a starting point, what I offer. We say, even though I've got this fear, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I've got this fear, I deeply and completely accept myself. I deeply and completely accept myself with this fear right now. Not because I've let go of it, not because I've moved beyond it. I accept myself unconditionally, even though I've got this fear. And wherever this takes me, I love and accept myself. And then we go up to the eyebrow. We've just taken the pressure off, okay? This is not about we have to change. This is just about letting the energy come into our awareness and move and take us where it wants to take us. And I've got this fear on the side of the eye. I'm just sitting with this fear. I've got this fear. Say it as it is. I'm scared. I'm terrified. I'm stuck. I notice my response. Fight, flight, fawn, freeze. I've got this response. That's all right. I'm doing fine. Even though I'm scared. Even though I'm scared. And even though I'm making decisions from fear. And even though I'm taking actions from fear. And maybe it's not my best. I love and accept myself. Learning and growing as I go. Doing my best. Back round to the eyebrow. And I've got this fear. And I'm safe. And I've got this fear. And it's okay for me to speak it, to own it, to know it myself. I've got this fear. Doesn't make it a truth, but it's my felt truth in this moment, and I honour that. I'm safe. I'm doing fine. I'm a good parent. I'm trying my best. I'm learning as I go. Even though I've got this fear. I love and accept myself. I love and accept myself. Whatever comes now. And just allow yourself to take a full breath. If you want to give your body some support, touching our body can give such a lovely support in a really tangible way for our body, just like we're touching on these points, you know, it's like a hug, it's very soothing, you know, even stroking, whatever feels good for you. So just follow your instincts to do that. Allow your breath to go fully into your belly, because your energy, your emotions are energy in motion. They're wanting to move. You might find yourself with something popping up. Maybe you're going to go and say something in a minute. You're going to go, where did that come from? You know, or maybe there's going to be some tears released. Sometimes we're sneezing, sometimes we're coughing, sometimes we're like seeing like light around us or feeling a bit woo. So if you need to ground, just put your feet on the floor and just feel the earth beneath you and feel that support and calm into your body. Okay, so it's been lovely to spend this time with you. Thank you for coming, whether live or on replay. So things for this week are our usual. On Wednesday, I offer Reiki, so I put a post up on Tuesday for anyone in Peace with PDA who wants to take part in that. And on Friday, we do Friday cards. That was not hard, Lindsay. On Friday, we do Friday cards, so I pulled 3 cards. And it's a lovely invitation for you to feel into your intuition. You can't get it wrong. It's just a bit of fun, but it allows you to feel into your intuition. What does my body want to respond to? Which of these cards might hold something for me? And just hold it in lightness and enjoy that. And then every weekend we have a community chat where we get together and hang out and catch up with each other. So there is now a messenger community for Peace with PDA, and if you're a member of that, you will always get the invitations. Hi, sorry you're joining just as I'm saying goodbye really, but it's lovely to see you. So if you're in the messenger community, you will get invitations, you'll get announcements about things coming up, and you will get invited to the chat, which is Friday evening to Sunday evening from my time, because I'm in the UK. So I open it up on a Friday evening and we run to a Sunday evening. But we do have people worldwide. I'm aware that the times that I'm throwing out will be out of sync for you. It would be really lovely to have you there. It's just like, if we could get together for a coffee morning, we would. And maybe we'd talk about our kids, and maybe we'd talk about our worries, or maybe we'd be talking about what we've been watching and eating and doing, you know. There's no rules, it's just about being together. So if you want to come and join that, make sure you're in the messenger community, and then you will get invited to anything that's going on. If you want to come and join us in my investment space, which is the Freedom Centre, let me know. You can come in for October, you're so welcome. We do a Zoom every Saturday to get together live, and we do tapping, and it's all about personal growth. What else? I've got videos on YouTube if you want to see some stuff about tapping and other stuff that I talk about, parenting without resistance, stuff like that. Come and find me on Facebook, and YouTube, and it's just really nice to see you in all those different spaces where there's different offerings. Oh, one last announcement before I say goodbye. If you're catching this on Sunday, you're still in time to catch the free content that's out with the PDA Summit this weekend, so you might want to tune into that. All right, lots of love. Take care of yourselves. Thanks for being here. Bye.